Well, I just got something pretty cool in the mail here, something that's stranger than strange involving Bigfoot or Sasquatch that I thought I'd share with you all. It comes from my friend from London by way of LA, who is a documentary filmmaker out there, and much like myself, he's always been tuned into the mysteries of this world we live in. And as a gift, he sent me these autographed photos of Bigfoot. That's right, autographed pictures of Bigfoot. Yes, he bought them from the Hyena Gallery there in LA, where he lives, and it's frame number 352 of Roger Patterson's footage, also known as the Patterson Footage. It was shot in Bluff Creek, California, 1967 by Roger Patterson, and long thought of as the official word on what a Bigfoot looks like. But then there's a man named Bob Heironimus who claims he was the one in the film wearing the costume made by Philip and Amy Morris of Morris Costumes in Charlotte, North Carolina. There you see it. Bob Heironimus, who is no longer anonymous, as he's come out and said that is me in the suit, and apparently he's issued autographs of the creature, of himself in the suit. Now, Bob Heironimus says Roger Patterson offered him $1,000 to wear the suit for the film, which seems like quite a bit to have to pay somebody for wearing a fursuit in 1967 for such a short clip. But the problem is, Bob, he did everything he was told, and he was never paid, and that's why he came out and said the whole thing was a hoax. Disgruntled overpay. As he said, it was a horribly hot day, and it was a lot of work trekking through the woods, and so maybe it was worth $1,000, I don't know.
I said, hey man, is that Bob Heironimus? Look at him go!
And this one has Phillip Morris, and that's no relations to the cigarette company, and his wife Amy, who both started a costume company in their basement in 1955. Charlotte, North Carolina, specializing in gorilla suits of all things. To begin with, Philip Morris was contacted by Roger Patterson inquiring about one of his gorilla suits, and he didn't even have the money to pay for it and asked that if they sent it to him, he'd promised he'd pay him later. A suggestion which was refused, and then Roger somehow came up with the money and sent it to him and got the suit. The third man there was Bob Gimlin, who stayed quiet for decades until finally coming out and claiming he had no prior knowledge of a hoax and believed everything he saw was real, as he had his sights set on the creature from atop a horse, covering Roger, who had jumped off his horse upon seeing the creature, which explains for the shaky footage at the start of the film. Roger had a history of not paying his debts and leaving people hanging financially. He'd been thrown in jail for it before and was broke all the time, and as I recall finding out, the camera he filmed the footage with was a borrowed camera which he never returned. The more you research his past, the more stuff like that comes out, and it adds up to where he was basically a con man. What are the odds that Roger Patterson, a con man with a lengthy history, would suddenly quit conning people and find Bigfoot? But when Bob Heironimus says it's just me in a fursuit with shoulder pads, that's exactly what it looks like. I see folds up in the upper thighs, like it's a fursuit that was folded up and then unfolded. I also notice movement discrepancies, such as a stationary furred diaper-like appearance where the legs come and meet. They come out and move in a different way, where the creature's butt cheeks should be flexing with each step, and they don't. That's my belief, and that's what I depicted in my drawing I did in 2017 on the 50th anniversary of Roger Patterson's sighting in Bluff Creek, The Truth About Bigfoot, with Bob, Roger, and Bob. Or is it Bob, Bob, and Roger?
Bob, Roger, Bob, Roger, Bob, Roger, Bob.